Now the next one is a very special one for this channel, and the old viewers of our channel would be knowing why I'm saying that, because we started out this channel sometime in April last year, some April or May last year, and I was actually introduced to Malayalam cinema last year itself, and the first film that I saw in Malayalam was The Great Indian Kitchen. Hey guys, welcome to this very first episode of the new series on my channel. Consider this as my introduction to Malayalam cinema as well, क्योंकि इससे पहले मैंने कोई मलयालम फिल्म नहीं देखी थी. But then, the speech that Parasite director made at the Oscars, कि once you come across that 1-inch barrier of subtitles, then the world, there's a whole new world waiting for you. तो वही हुआ मेरे साथ भी. So I'm talking about The Great Indian Kitchen. It started on a different platform called Stream, and then once it got thoda sa uska the mouth of the word of mouth was good, that Amazon actually picked it up later on, and once it came there, so the reach was even more. So once people started talking about it, the reviews were really good. So let's start with the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of The Great Indian Kitchen. I mean, we all have seen the film, but what's that one thing that really strikes you quickly, Farhad, when you think about The Great Indian Kitchen? ऐसी वो क्या एक चीज है जो फिल्म देखने के बाद that has stayed with you?
Definitely वो the patriarchy part जो है, patriarchy माने the males doing certain things and the females only restricted to doing certain chores in the house. That is patriarchy. So मेरे लिए वो था, and that was like an eye opener. Like I feel कि हम सब में, and we have 4 male panelists on this on this stream. So हाँ, so वो भी एक तरीके का patriarchy ही हुआ है. हम कितना भी मतलब हम कितना भी हम अपने आप में झांक के देखें ना, तो आई फील कि पेट्रियार्की हम में कूट कूट के भरी है. I mean, there's no escaping that, and it's not a proud thing. Definitely not a proud thing, and definitely that needs to change in the society.
I think what I liked about the film was the subtle writing and subtly how he was telling us things that happens in almost every household. And just to let you know, this is not only that happens in Indian families, because I watched it with a friend who's not Indian, and he told me that this literally happens everywhere around the world. So it was very relatable. And the first thing that I did after I watched the film was I messaged my grandparents and people from my house saying that please watch it, because I think it's time for women to stand up and not do something that our grandparents or great-grandparents have been doing, and we are just following it blindly, thinking that this is how society works. So I realized one thing after the movie is that if we women don't stand up for ourselves, then men are not going to change.
Yeah.
Until the time we don't raise our voice, we're just going to think this is how a house works, and it's not supposed to be working like this.
And these things happen in Pakistan as well as India. In fact, in all of Asia, that's what I've observed. Because I've seen in many films, and also I've read about a few articles that women are just treated, unfortunately, as second-class citizens. I mean, not as equal to men. And I think there should be a concept of equity, not equality. I mean, men and women are different. I do agree on that. So they do have different functions, but we have to respect both of their different functions and their personal traits. That's what I...
Yeah. And what I pointed out, that in the whole film, nobody was actually named. You don't have any names for the characters. That is another takeaway from the film.
The fact that someone came up and tried to portray something like this, and it's not like blatant misogyny where there is violence or something. It's just something so subtle in every household where we think that it's probably not misogyny, but it is. So I think that intent is really well captured, and we'll probably get into the review later. But if I had to say one thing that really shocked me the first time I watched this, I was really surprised by it. It's just the pure intent of conveying a certain thing that a lot of people won't be bold enough to convey this.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as Sadik said, so that one point which is very relevant here is it's like how a lot of people are seen, especially the women, how they are seen, once they are married, they're only seen as somebody who would cook for you and who would, give birth to your children. So it's kind of like a maid who gives you consent for sex. It was portrayed in such a way. Yeah, I think it's one of the most powerful films in Indian film industry in a long time. So guys, if you have not seen it, please go watch it on Amazon. ये फिल्म आपको compel करेगी to actually talk to the woman in your household, the woman in your know. You will actually want to ask them कि कैसे आप लोगों ने इतने साल इतनी ये सब जो frustration होती थी वो control की. And this movie actually teaches us how we should not judge women based on their cooking skills. I mean, they are much more than that. And why I say it's not just a special film for the channel, but also an important film for Indian cinema. Not just Malayalam cinema, Indian cinema, because of the message it gives out loud, the performances, and I'm sure any sensible cinema lover or a cinema watcher, if you will ask the top 5, not just top 10, if you will ask them the top 5 films of 2021 across languages, I'm sure 99.9% people will have The Great Indian Kitchen in that. So that is one of my favorite films of all time, and not just 2021. Brilliant film, great, very hard-hitting message, very honest, and so glad that a gem like Nimisha was, discovered and given such an important role in a pivotal role in a film like that. Suraj is always, doing justice to whatever character he's given. Keshav signing off, and good night. Take care.